Now on BBC Two, with some language you may find offensive, Stewart Lee is about to fire up his comedy vehicle.
Thank you very much, thank you. Welcome to Stewart Lee's comedy vehicle, of which I, Stewart Lee, am the designated driver. What I want to talk about this week is political correctness. The political correctness gone mad. I was in a service station on the M1 in August with my 13-month-old son. It was a Sunday night, about 8 o'clock. And he wandered off on his own. He went into the little gambling area where all the fruit machines are. And then an announcement came over the tannoy reminding him that that area was for over 18s only. There's very little point in using a tannoy to tell him that, because one, he's too small to reach the buttons. He's about 1.5 foot tall. Secondly, he doesn't have any money. He has no source of independent wealth. It's not possible for him to play the machines. And thirdly, there's very little chance that a 13-month-old child is going to understand the complexities of British gambling law, you know, even if he could speak English, which he can't. There's very little point in doing that. It was political correctness gone mad. Or is it political correctness gone mad? Is it just the kind of thing we think is political correctness gone mad? Because we've not really thought about what political correctness means.
Man kann nicht einmal mehr die Begriffe auf der schwarzen Liste benutzen, unsere farbigen Freunde nicht zu benutzen. Ach, die Hände nicht mal. Mit einem Schwuchtel. Noch singen. Das treibt die politisch Korrekten. Methode. Das treibt die politisch Korrekten. Methode.
But it is easy to cause offence to a minority without perhaps intending to. I'll give an example of what I mean. I was doing a charity gig at Battersea Town Hall a couple of years ago, and the dressing room was really nice, uncharacteristically for a comedy dressing room, but they'd really gone to town on it, and there was a bunch of flowers and a bottle of wine in a cooler, and a good luck card, and I thought, oh, that's great, you know, they really thought about this. And then suddenly, on the floor, up against the skirting board, under the dressing table, I noticed this. Now, what this is, it's a single abandoned child's ballet shoe, a small child's ballet shoe. And that is a very distressing and sad object to find anywhere. And it started to make me feel uncomfortable and freaked out. Why was it there in a room which otherwise appeared to have been very carefully prepared? Had some strange rumour gone round about me? Had someone gone, of course, you know, he won't even go on unless there's a single abandoned child's ballet shoe in the dressing room. But it is an awful, sad thing. You can see, if I just move it over the heads of the crowd, no one even likes it coming near them. People move away. If I push it towards the viewer at home, that is a terrible thing to see. It's like a horrible... It's like a wave of sadness coming towards you. Someone at home going, now what is this? What is happening? I didn't pay my licence fee to have a small child's ballet shoe pushed towards my face. Well, it appears you did. Not a pleasant thing. We'll put it over there. The more I looked at it, the more sad I became. I thought, why is that there? There's only two possible reasons why that can be there on the floor in the dressing room, and neither of them are good. One is, it's been lost, which is sad. And the other is that it's no longer needed, which is worse. I thought I'll roll with it. I went out on stage and I took it out with me and started talking about it in front of about 500 people. I said, look, I found this in the dressing room. It's a sad thing. There's only two possible reasons why it's there. One is it's been lost, which is sad. The second is no longer required, which is worse. But there was no laugh at all. Just a terrible feeling of 500 people staring at me with hate in their eyes. People going, why have you done this? Why? And then I looked down, and on the front row, there was a very young, one-legged ballerina. What are the chances of that happening? Who could realistically have thought you would make a joke about one-legged ballerinas in the presence of a one-legged ballerina?
Good afternoon. A BBC comedy programme has sparked yet another wave of worldwide protest.
What are the chances of that happening? Who could realistically?
To one Leicestershire family, a BBC comedy programme routine about a one-legged ballerina was anything but funny.
Hello, BBC. Yes, I'd like to register a complaint.
As licence payers, we expect to be able to watch a television comedy programme without there being anything in it that we don't completely agree with.
According to the one-legged ballerina family of Lutterworth, the BBC have made a grave error of judgment.
I am a one-legged ballerina, and so is my husband, and so are both my children. My dog has a leg missing and enjoys ballet, and we should have the same rights as everyone else.
I mean, it's political correctness gone mad, you know. I doubt very much that the BBC would make a joke about one-legged Muslims doing some sort of Muslim dance.
Dervishes.
And today, furious one-legged ballerinas have been demonstrating against the comedian Stewart Lee's one-legged ballerina joke all across the globe. In London, Paris, Istanbul, and even Shetland. Tomorrow, the case will be presented to the Broadcasting Ombudsman. If he finds in the BBC's favour, then the demonstrators won't have a leg to stand on. Goodbye.
So it is possible to cause offence without intending to. On the same note, I've recently started going to Weight Watchers. And, yeah, did you notice that? The silence? The silence in the room, the viewers at home, did you notice that silence? What happened there was, I said, I've recently been going to Weight Watchers, and there was a silence in the room here. Okay, now what that means, comedically, is there was no laugh, because I'm not so fat that if I say, I've been going to Weight Watchers, everyone goes, oh, it's a bit late for that, ha, ha. But also, I'm not so thin that if I say, I've been going to Weight Watchers, people go, oh, why have you done that? That's ridiculous, ha, ha. When I say, I've been going to Weight Watchers, you, collectively, just think, yeah, maybe you should think about doing that. Yeah. You know, you're in the danger zone. I've recently been going to Weight Watchers, but I'm 40 years old. You know, everyone else at Weight Watchers is women. It's embarrassing going to Weight Watchers as a 40-year-old man. It takes a lot of guts to keep going to Weight Watchers as a middle-aged man. You have to be brave. Braver in many ways than a fireman or someone fighting in a war. So I've been going to Weight Watchers, but I'm the only person in Britain today, I think, to be failing to lose weight as a result of Islam. Now, don't worry. If you're at home and you're, say, an independent on Sunday reader and you're thinking, I hope this isn't going to be needlessly offensive, don't worry. Likewise, if you're a Top Gear viewer and you're thinking, oh, I hope this will be needlessly offensive, don't worry. I've done this bit before. On stage, it was reviewed, this next bit, in the London Free newspaper Metro as being tediously politically correct. Okay? So don't worry about being offended, just get ready to be bored out of your tiny mind, okay? The Weight Watchers I go to, Finsbury Park Weight Watchers, there's only 2 men in that Weight Watchers, me and a Polish man in his late 70s. And everyone else there is women. Women of all creeds and colours and cultures and races and shapes and sizes. It's like a United Nations day out to a funfair hall of mirrors. which they did used to have, actually, during the Kofi Annan era. Kofi Annan would go with all the staff every weekend to the Coney Island Fun Fair, where Kofi Annan would look at himself in a slimming mirror because he'd become very concerned about being overweight, and he was overweight, Kofi Annan, as a result of his habit of starting every day with a breakfast of a coffee and a naan. Coffee and naan every day. A coffee and a naan. Coffee and naan. What would you like for breakfast, coffee and naan? Yes, please. He could not escape the destiny of his name.
And so to the plains of Ghana, where, just like here in Blighty, an anxious father waits outside the door while his wife gives birth. But in this funny land, there is a very unusual tradition concerning the way a child is named. And have you any idea what that thing is likely to be?
So I've been going to Weight Watchers, and I was in the queue waiting to get weighed. You queue up to get weighed, don't you? And about two or three in front of me, there was a young Muslim woman, about 23 years old, and she was wearing the hijab. This is the headscarf they wear because there's a taboo in Islam about men seeing hair. And she turned around to me, she was ever so polite, and she said, I do apologise, but I'm about to get weighed. Would you mind going out in the corridor? Now, in retrospect, this was obviously because she was going to take the scarf off and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to see her hair. But at the time, I'm ashamed to say I didn't make the connection. And I just thought she didn't want me to see how much weight she'd put on. So I said, no, I'm not going out, and I don't know what you're worried about, love. You're not even that fat. And she said, no, it's the... and I realised immediately, I started to apologise, but in between me and her was a Hasidic Jewish woman about 50 years old, and she sort of butted in, and she looked at the young Muslim woman, then she looked at me, and then she sort of raised her eyes, she sort of went... as if to go, first the suicide bombings and now this. But the irony is the Hasidic Jewish women have a hair taboo as well, and they shave back their hair and wear wigs over it. So there's the young Muslim woman in the headscarf, the Jewish woman in the wig. I'm an atheist, right? A fat atheist, admittedly, we've established. But I didn't see why my attempts to lose weight should be compromised in any way by the hair anxieties of a God I don't necessarily believe in. But it looked like there was going to be a sort of three-way argument. I thought, I can't stay here for this. I thought, because if we ever are going to decide how exactly, if at all, God wants hair to be concealed, that's not going to happen at Finsbury Park Weight Watchers. Because it's Finsbury Park Weight Watchers, not Finsbury Park Weight Watchers and Religious Hair Taboo Discussion Circle. Although I would go to that, obviously. It would be ace. And can I just say what a pleasure it is to be back in metropolitan, sophisticated London, where that joke gets a laugh. I've been doing this around the country. Here, the idea of Finsbury Park Weight Watchers and Religious Hair Taboo Discussion Circle is understood as absurd. But when I'm touring this material up north, Carlisle, Derby, I say Finsbury Park Weight Watchers and Religious Hair Taboo Discussion Circle, nothing, no laugh. Just a load of northerners muttering to each other. Well, they would have that in that London. Kind of stupid thing they'd have. What I say to people in the north, any of you watching, not every town has to have a cake named after it. And that infuriates them. Because there's 2 or 3, which is enough to make them think there might be loads. So I went out in the corridor, And out in the corridor, the old Polish man had already been sent out in the corridor by the young Muslim woman. And as I was walking out, he sort of looked at me and he made this kind of confused face. And I looked away, because I was worried he was going to say something like, bloody Muslims. So I looked away, because I didn't want to have to agree with something racist out of politeness. Because I can do that whenever I go home at Christmas. So I just looked at the floor and I started to become irked, to be honest, because I thought, you know, I've been sent out. I'm already nervous and embarrassed about going to Weight Watchers. I've been sent out. I'm going to lose my nerve. I'm never going to come back. I'm going to get fatter and fatter and fatter and die, and all because of Islam. Then I thought, you know what? Then I calmed down. I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter, right? If I was a young Muslim in Britain today, you know, I might feel quite put upon. Maybe these cultural signifiers would become more important to me. You know, it doesn't matter. It's 20 minutes out of my day. I can rejoin the queue. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I was in a queue for something normally and there was someone behind me who was like blind or in a wheelchair or mentally handicapped or something, I would let them go ahead of me. And I thought, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Because I've just equated having a religious belief with being mentally handicapped. Which obviously isn't appropriate. Even though it is correct.
What's he on about?
Basically, he's saying that being religious is the same as being daft.
No, the daft aphid.
I think it must be one of them jokes that they have down in that London.
Well, they have them down in that London, don't they, I suppose? Jokes.
They have clowns and monkeys too when they do dances on the streets, and the Londoners laugh at them and throw money and quality sausages at them, apparently.
The daft aphids.
Aye. Oh dear. Have you done a smell?
Aye. Must be the Savoline.
Then I got all annoyed again. I thought, I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to go to a Muslim, maybe a contributing factor in my ongoing and ultimately fatal weight gain. And if you must wear your hijab to Weight Watchers, then what I suggest you do is take it off at home and weigh it separately before you come out. And then deduct its weight from your Weight Watchers total, giving you your correct weight using maths. Which I understand your people claim to have invented. But I didn't do that. I just went back in and I apologised, and she said that's fine, and I went on the... And, you know, it hadn't been a good week. But one hesitates in the current climate to make a joke on television about the Muslims, right? Not for fear of religious reprisals. When's that ever harmed anyone? But because of a more sort of slippery problem, which is this, right? When you make a joke amongst friends, or to an audience like this here, these are like sophisticated London people, they're clever, they get irony, and they know it's not meant with any aggression or hatred, but we don't know who's out there watching this. Anyone could be watching this programme. There's no way of preventing them, much against my better judgment. It's now been broadcast, it's out of our control, right? And that people there, we don't know what they think. They could be laughing in a really hostile way at that, going, ah, yeah, you don't know who's there. The very worst people are out there. You're fine, but there are people out there, you wouldn't spit on them, I tell you, watching this, right? Hostile, unpleasant people, the British viewing public. We don't know. The problem is 84% of people in Britain today, that's you, probably not you, but 84% of people in Britain today think that political correctness has gone mad.
Und es gab auch keine Kinder, die laut Musik in der Straßenbahn hatten, oder? Nein! Einer hat den Krust. Drogen hat nach niemanden geschaut. Ah, das treibt politisch korrekte Zweckorder.
Now, I don't think political correctness has gone mad. People still get killed, don't they, at random for their race or their sexuality. And what is, you know, political correctness? It's an often clumsy, admittedly, negotiation towards a kind of formal linguistic politeness, and there's all sorts of problems with it, but it's better than what we had before. I'm 40 years old, I can remember before political correctness. When I was at school, 1981, there was one Asian kid in our class, and every day when the teacher read out the register, instead of using his name, every day for a year, he called him the black spot. It wouldn't happen now, right? And in the mid-60s, the Conservative Party won a by-election in Birmingham when they sent out little kids with leaflets that said, if you want a nigger for a neighbour, vote Liberal or Labour. And if political correctness has achieved one thing, it's to make racists in the Conservative Party cloak their beliefs behind more creative language. Things are better now. 30 or 40 years ago, it would have been entirely acceptable for a member of the royal family, perhaps serving in the armed forces, to refer to one of his colleagues as a... No, that's now, isn't it? That's happening now. Sorry. I don't think he's not a racist, is he, Prince Harry? Just an idiot. Yeah. I blame the parents, whoever they are. But 84% of people think political correctness has gone mad. And the problem is, if you do a joke on television about the Muslims, you don't want one of those people coming up to you in the street and going, well done, mate. Well done for having a go at the bloody Muslims. Well done. You can't say anything these days, mate. It's political correctness gone mad. Do you know, you can't even write racist abuse on someone's car in excrement without the politically correct brigade jumping down your throat.
The picturesque village of Ferrety St Margaret has suddenly found itself at the very centre of the debate on political correctness.
The people of this village do not want to see the village green turned into a makeshift encampment every year.
Year in, year out.
By the village people.
Yeah.
The village people are a nomadic group of multicoloured homosexuals who say they just want to have a good time and hang out with all the boys. But the residents of Ferrety St Margaret are not sympathetic.
Honestly, I mean, look at this gay mess.
I mean, that old Red Indian one, I'd seen him sitting in a lay-by, eating a pork pie without a care in the world. I mean, that lay-by, that ain't for Comanches. That's for residents and for truckers on the way to Hereford.
Now, of course, some of the village people are black, aren't they?
Now, look, I can see immediately where you're going with this. The reason we don't want the village people in our village has nothing to do with race.
I haven't got a racist bone in my body. In fact, as a younger woman, when I was doing volunteer work in the Congo, I was very partial to the dark meat. Very partial indeed.
Have they brightened up the village, or have they made it a place which is a living hell? They're doing their dancing and singing up to, what, 20 past 11 last night? Trying to get to sleep. I go to sleep at 8:30.
We do have bins, but, you know, they're just not using them. Well, they've put Mike in the cells overnight to cool down. Apparently, you can't shoot a member of the village people with an antique blunderbuss in your own village anymore. It's political correctness gone mad.
And these days, whenever someone says political correctness has gone mad, I always think, what do you actually mean? What is your real agenda here? Unless it's my nan, right? My nan says to me, oh, Stu, that political correctness has gone mad, hasn't it? It's gone insane. I go, why is that, Nan? And she goes, well, I was in the hairdressers up in the village the other day, Stu, and they said to me, "Would you like a cup of tea, Mrs. Lewis?" I said, "Oh, yes, please, lovely tea." And they said, "Well, you can have one, but you'll have to drink it in the waiting area because we can't have hot liquids at the workstations." It's political correctness gone mad, Stu. This old red Robbo from the Leyland, Stu, he's saying that we can't have hot tea anymore in case it offends a Sikh. Basically, there's a whole generation of people who've confused political correctness with health and safety legislation. But they will die soon. It's political correctness gone mad, Stu. It's not like the old... In the old days, Stu, you could get up in the morning, put your hand on a table, and with your other hand smash all your fingers with a hammer, and then dance around on the shattered bones. Then you could go out, get in your car, daub it with all swastikas and things, and drive. You couldn't drive because your hand was all smashed. Drive off down the motorway with one hand, mocking the disabled with your face. And then you could drive off Beachy Head and you commit suicide and no one would blame you for it. And you could die if you wanted, and old birds would eat your corpse bit by bit. And now they're going, "Oh, don't do that." What if it annoys a Pakistani? It's political correctness gone mad, Stu. In the old days, you could get up, sing the horse vessel song, the song of the Nazi party in the 30s, go out of the house, go to the motorway, lie down in where all steamrollers are and be crushed to death, and while you were dying, recite a Mike Reed routine from the 70s, as loud as you like, and then all worms and rats would eat you and shit it all out in the shape of an anti-Semitic symbol. And now they're going, "Oh, don't do that. What if it annoys queers?" It's political correctness gone mad. Now, I would love to have taken some time to look at the other side of the political correctness argument, the right-wing libertarian position. But we're in a licensed venue, we've overrun, there's all sorts of rules and regulations here, so I'm afraid we're going to have to stop. It's political correctness gone mad.
Hi, digital viewers, press your red button now for extra content. Now, I've no idea what the quality of this extra content will be like, but it is free